Now you might be asking yourself, BT, why are you opening up Blamewiser before even greeting your audience? And I'm going to say that, guys, I had a bit of a stressful experience on this beta today, as well as reading what the hell is going on with Call of Duty. It seems that they just cannot get anything right. It's very clear that they are scrambling and struggling and making last-minute decisions, and they're not thinking things through very well. They're trying to also sweep something under the rug, but in true nerd fashion, I found out what they were doing, and I just need to cover it. So, without further ado, let's get into not necessarily the meat and potatoes, but I made a little montage for you guys so you can see what the fuck I dealt with in this gameplay. What I said in yesterday's video has already kind of happened, at least on my end. I tried to play the open mosh pit again, but it's clear as day, at least today, that it's already feeling off. What do I mean by that? Well, today, for me personally, it just felt like normal lobbies, just I matched faster in them, and there was a better connection. I still had the really stupid teammates, I still had the one or two good guys on the other team, but my team is just so fucking bad that it's a dead even match, and we barely lose through no fault of my own. I'm doing all I can, I'm top of the scoreboard, I'm shooting down the UAVs, I'm getting all the kills. This felt like how I played in Cold War constantly, where I'm just constantly top of the scoreboard, and yet I'm still having to shoot down all the air support and stuff like that as well. Like, no worries, guys. Don't trouble yourself. I'll do it fucking all, okay? God forbid I level up a fucking weapon or use an SMG or something, you know? I need to take a swig of beer, and then I'm going to keep talking about everything because I got a lot I want to get off my chest. And don't get me wrong here, I'm not saying everyone in this match is a sweat lord. There are some people on the enemy team that are just awful, like really bad. It's obvious that SBMM, EOMM is still off, but it just goes back to what I'm saying. All of the really good players are going to flood into this mode, and it's going to be disproportionate. It's not going to feel how it should feel. There's a moment in this gameplay where, like, my teammates behind me, I run into a room and I aim out the window, and then I just get killed from behind. My teammate saw the guy run up on me, and you can hear the footsteps. And you can hear the footsteps in the kill cam. I assume it's my teammate. It's not. It's him, because my stupid as fuck teammate wanted to get an execution. Didn't want to save my life, just wanted to take him hostage, I guess, and dry hump him in the corner, because that's the only action he's gonna experience for the next 5 fucking years, real or fake. I get it, but dude, like, just shoot him. Save my life. But yeah, it was just like a mix of bad players and then like 1 or 2 good players on both teams, and the lobby balancing did that. This is how every match felt today, and I can't tell you how rare it actually is to find someone on the enemy team in older Call of Duty titles, I'm talking 2018 back, that was actually any good whatsoever. The fact that I found them match after match after match shows that this experiment simply is not going to work unless you take out the protected regular skill-based matchmaking that you've been pushing constantly. They're trying to gather quote-unquote data for this.
The data, will someone please think of the data? We need data.
You've had 7 years of data, you schmucks! You cannot gather the correct actual neutral data unless you take out the fucking matchmaking you have been pushing on us for 7 years. Little Timmy is gonna run back and get his gallon jug of mother's milk from the regular closed, I guess we'll call it, matchmaking bracket as soon as he meets any resistance whatsoever in the open matchmaking playlist. You realize that, right? You can't test with that in place. I would argue you can't scientifically test in any way because the player counts are so down. Most of the player base has left. You're testing on like the die-hard players here, most of which have been conditioned and poisoned like it's Agent Orange with this matchmaking SBMM propaganda. They just learned to put up with it or they're just dog shit. Like, I'm in awe here. That search and destroy switch up yesterday. Nero in his video said he played it accidentally. They switched up the playlist, didn't tell anyone. Anyone who is just used to muscle memory and accidentally clicked it and didn't read about it is going to skew the data. Like, this is not how you do a scientific test. God, I cannot with these guys. How is everyone collectively on social media saying this is a great change? We don't want skill-based matchmaking. We don't want engagement-optimized matchmaking. I literally have not seen like any negativity with this change. How is this not data? You've been getting bullied and shit on by everyone in your comments section for months, if not years now. And then you do this, and it's universally played. How is that not data? How is that not valid data? God, I'm crashing the fuck out here. And that's not even the craziest thing I'm going to talk about and show you this video. The things I have found out today, no one else is going to show you this because, again, I am a huge fucking nerd and I did some research and I found out more bullshit. It's insane. After a brief word from this video sponsor, we're going to get right on into it. I'm going to drink some more beer. Today's video is sponsored by CyberGhost VPN. With over 38 million users worldwide, CyberGhost is one of the most trusted VPN providers on the market. It boasts a near perfect rating on Trustpilot with over 20,000 users rating it excellent, and for good reason. So why do you need a VPN? Well, if you think incognito mode protects your privacy, you're wrong. Unfortunately, your internet provider, workplace, school, home Wi-Fi, and even the websites you visit can still track everything you do online, and that's just creepy. But that's where CyberGhost VPN comes in. It encrypts your internet traffic and reroutes it through secure servers in 100 plus countries, ensuring complete privacy and security. No one, not hackers, not your ISP, not even CyberGhost itself can see what you do online. With CyberGhost, you can access 40 plus streaming platforms, including Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and enjoy content from all different countries in just a few clicks. I personally use mine to watch AEW on the Triller app, which is not available in the US, and that's been a lifesaver for me because I like my wrestling. CyberGhost works on your PC, your phone, and whatever other device you have, and up to 7 people can use it so you can share it with friends and family and protect them as well. So guys, hit up the link in the video description to grab an 84% discount plus 4 months free, plus with a 45-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 customer support. You can try it completely risk-free. Don't wait, click the link, download CyberGhost VPN, and start protecting your digital life today. All right, guys, welcome back to the video. So, Black Ops 6, for whatever reason, is still receiving updates. Before I cover what they did to the game and what they're doing to the game, it's actually not that bad, like, objectively speaking, and I hate that fucking game, man. If Black Ops 6 was on fire and I had to piss, I'd just piss in my mouth like Bear Grylls. Wait, what? Whatever. You get what I'm saying. I wouldn't put out the fire. But they are so frightened of Battlefield 6, and this is going to segue into the next point. And like I said, I chapter everything off, so you can go back and look at this part to see the correlation. But let's just see what Warzone Alert says on Twitter. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 will be entirely free, including the campaign from October 9 to the 16th. Is this Activision's attempt to avoid losing too many players at Battlefield 6's launch? Oh, I don't know. I think so. I'm not an expert or anything, but yeah, I'd say giving the entire game away for free for 7 fucking days is a good way to get people that are just super poor to check out your game. Like, I'm trying to figure out who this is for. It's so desperate. I'm genuinely trying to figure out who hasn't bought Black Ops 6 yet that wanted to this far into the game's life cycle? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, this shit was on sale for $20 at Costco, like in December or November or something. Way before. Like, you could get it super cheap, brand new back then. Who in the hell that hasn't bought it that wants it? Yeah, like, this will do absolutely nothing to move the needle. Maybe they're banking on the month's worth of content before the game dies entirely with this Halloween update, season 6 or whatever. I guess I should go over it. It's not that bad, but there's some weird stuff with it. Now, guys, I'm a huge horror fan, and I do not mind seeing horror stuff and horror icons in Call of Duty. Not horror icons, but horror icons. I don't mind seeing them in Call of Duty at all. And maybe that's my bias showing, but I am a huge Friday the 13th fan. And while Jason coming to the operators is cool, he just looks odd. His shoulders are kind of too small. And I get they gotta make him shorter, you know, to fit the other operators, but it just looks weird seeing him like shrunken down. It looks like a hipster dressed up as him at a bar or something for Halloween night, and not him himself, but either way. In the reverse way, they made Chucky and Tiffany like super big, so they're just enlarged dolls. I mean, they could have done what they did in Dead by Daylight, where the ghost of Charles Lee Ray is carrying around the Chucky doll like on his shoulder as he's hooking someone, and that could have been the operator. I think that would have been way cooler, but it looks off. Oh, and they also got us Predator. Just kidding. Not that one, but the one from the movies. And you know what? It's not bad. Like, overall, it's not a bad operator skin season. It's a shame they're not carrying forward. However, this just kind of proves that carry forward was never in the cards to start with, because these gigantic IPs, I mean, they had to sign these well in advance. There's no way they could just change the contract. Like, remember when I said they lied about carry forward to make it seem like they were doing the right thing by not allowing it? They were never going to allow it to start with. It's just straight up. Like, there's no way they could have gotten out of several IP contracts like that and changed them. So again, this just kind of proves that they're fucking liars, but we already knew that, right? I'll leave that full video where I cover that whole shebang at the end of this one. You should definitely check it out if you missed it. However, things took a turn for the extra weird when I checked out the posts on the Call of Duty YouTube channel about this event. You see, I'm one of those people that I could just notice if something's off. If I come back to a room and, like, I don't know, something just a bit off with how I left it, I instantly notice it. And that was the same exact feeling when I checked out the Call of Duty YouTube channel about this particular event. Let's just go through the comment sections on their YouTube community post first. And I want you just to kind of glance at these and tell me if something's off about it. You can pause, you can slow the video down, you can watch it over and over on repeat or whatever, but just take a minute and tell me what's wrong with these comments. Something is just, I don't know, something's just missing. What is it though, viewer? Have you figured it out yet? Well, there is no mention whatsoever of Battlefield 6 now. I had to, like, scroll through a bunch of comments and hit Control F, and nothing came up. Every single thing they have posted on their YouTube channel has been bombarded with talk of Battlefield 6, and yet suddenly on this post, Battlefield 6 is nowhere to be found. That is incredibly odd, huh? Now, maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe people are so stoked for this 1 month long season before the game they're playing it on dies that they don't want to mention Battlefield 6 at all in the comments section. I should check out the actual trailer on YouTube and see if things are different there. Maybe this is just some weird one-off thing, huh? So I did just that, and it's the same thing. No mention whatsoever of Battlefield 6. When I Control F'd and tried to find Battlefield 6 in the comments somewhere, it only pulled up stuff on the right in the recommended videos. I'm on PC doing this. So I couldn't find any mention of Battlefield 6. It is clear as day. They have censored that. They've added that to their blocked words and phrases list on their YouTube channel now. And while that's funny, this is like a trend. Battlefield 6 is guilty of this too, oddly enough. Arc Raiders tweeted this out, and this is one of the funniest fucking things I think I've seen. I looked at this and I laughed my ass off. Props to the social media guy for this one. Check this out. They say, we're still on track to release blank blank on October 30th. So what this is a reference to both Call of Duty and Battlefield censoring this out in both games in-game chat. Dude, when will you suits learn, and again, Battlefield's guilty of this too, when will you suits learn that the more you censor stuff, the more it just makes people want to type it? The more it just makes me want to type Arc Raiders in the chat, or dare I say, the more it makes me want to check out Arc Raiders. A few people have asked if I'm going to check it out. You know what? I probably am after seeing this post because it's fucking hilarious. Now, let's get back to Call of Duty though. They took it a step further and actually censored Battlefield 6 from their YouTube channel as well. I mean, I thought they were too big to fail. What happened? The only thing that's too big to fail is this matchmaking experiment that they're trying. It actually gets worse because I watched Nero's video yesterday. Guys, let me tell you how I met Nero. I met him on Black Ops 4 in 2018. We played that game together quite a bit because we consider it the last good Call of Duty, really, before this horrible matchmaking system took everything hostage. But I've been following his content since then. And let me tell you, I have not ever heard him as mad as I heard him in yesterday's video. He brought up some amazing points, though, about what Call of Duty is going to do, and he's been pretty on the money at his predictions. So I'm just going to play a little clip from him about what they're going to do with this whole open, closed matchmaking thing, and it's just super on brand what he said. Check this out.
Not exactly an original idea or anything, but what they're going to do is they're going to make a blog post after the beta, and in there they're going to make up all sorts of bullshit numbers and bullshit stats to conclude that skill-based matchmaking is actually better, and nobody liked the no skill-based matchmaking modes during the beta. They're going to lie to us, they're going to gaslight us, and then they're going to say that they're going to continue to monitor the entire situation, and as a compromise, there will be a few, just like one or two, non-skill-based matchmaking game modes in the full launch of Black Ops 7, and that will be it. Like basically one hardcore mosh pit and one regular mosh pit. That's pretty much all. And they're going to do this knowing damn well that those game modes will be empty most of the time because they're going to be buried inside the Hulu style interface. And then from there, it's going to be right back to business as usual. That's how this company works, man. And
sadly, I think he is absolutely right. The testing they are doing, it's not scientific. You cannot test with the mode that people can go to if they're getting stomped. You know, like, it doesn't make any sense. You test one thing for 6 fucking years straight, nearly 7 years. Apparently that's some meme, by the way. 6, 7. I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know that is, so do not fucking explain it to me. I don't care. What I do care about is this game's future, okay? I am actually trying really, really hard to like Black Ops 7. Can you tell? I think I am being quite objective with my criticisms and my praise of it. Like, yesterday when the playlist was new, it was pretty good. Today, it's doing what I said it would do. I mean, it's doing what it's proven to do when you have both kind of modes there. It's gonna be just gradually getting more and more like the old system the longer you leave that playlist up and the longer you leave the old skill-based matchmaking, engagement optimized matchmaking option available to little Timmy and his thumb-sucking friends. And on top of that, I mean, am not against the possibility that different accounts, different groups could be in different matchmaking brackets on that particular playlist, the open reduced SBMM playlist on any given day. I said in previous videos that matchmaking was too fast to them to match you based on skill. However, I actually tested it today. Maybe they've improved or whatever, but I could be wrong there. I actually searched in like the regular SBMM on mode, and it still found a match pretty damn quick. I don't know if they've like reduced it in that mode to test things. I don't know if they've added me to something where it's like on more intensely in the open mode. I don't know what they're doing, but they've literally done this before, and they've written about it in their gaslighting, lying blog post they did. They secretly turned off skill-based matchmaking, didn't tell anyone, and then concluded that as scientific evidence. Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. Skill-based matchmaking and engagement-optimized matchmaking in Call of Duty, the system simply does not work once the player knows it's there. Their entire facade for the past 6 years has been not to talk about it until that blog post. In that blog post, they came out with a bunch of bogus data, a bunch of lies and half-truths, and that's being generous there, to try and convince us that this system works because they turned it off secretly, and then those people that are used to a certain outcome are suddenly getting stomped and dicked on, so they're getting off the game. You cannot do that. That is not scientific evidence of anything except your lack of IQ. Anyone that can publicly view Steam charts can tell you that this system that you say is meant to retain players does not work, because the system was never meant to do that. Engagement optimized matchmaking is meant to keep you addicted to the game, spending money in the store, and manipulating your experience so you can never have too much or too little. They are going to try to weasel out of this, and they're going to try to put both things in. I'm right there with Nero. I think both playlists are going to get put in, and it's just going to be it's no change really. It's not going to solve anything. For me personally, it's not good enough. I am willing to walk back what I said about not playing Call of Duty this year outside of the initial first impressions review video I always do, and play Battlefield 6. That was the plan. I am willing to walk back that and literally have to be like, hey, sorry, I technically lied because they took out skill-based matchmaking. If they take it out entirely, and here's the issue, they've lied to us so much, I don't even know if they're going to do that. I don't know the numbers of what they are pushing with this reduced playlist. I'm just assuming based on 17, 18 years of playing Call of Duty and making mental notes of the matchmaking in the past compared to now. So I have a limited amount of info. I'm trying to get the best, guesses going for you guys to not steer you wrong. But, dude, I don't know. They've lied so fucking much. Even if they turn it off completely and put it in the game in Black Ops 7, some people aren't going to believe them, me included. We're going to have to run rigorous tests from Ace and Drifter, and those guys are going to have to run rigorous tests and give us actual data about it to know where we stand once it comes out, because they bullshitted us too much. They need to do something drastic and take it out entirely, because they're getting cock stomped. Look at this pre-order performance here. Black Ops 7 has already fallen well below spot 100 the last I checked last night, whereas Battlefield 6 has moved up to spot number 1 on Steam, and Battlefield 6 is still at the top on the PlayStation pre-orders as well. Every measurable metric, Battlefield 6 is kicking their ass. They have to admit that the millions of dollars they've invested in their casino algorithmic matchmaking rig system is a failure, and they need to take it out entirely. There is no other option. I am telling you right now, you suits that just don't have a soul, okay? Listen to me here. Listen to me logically. It's not going to work this year. It simply is not going to work this year. I will not be purchasing it. Your content creators will not be falling for it. It's just not going to work. You might fool the stupid people with like a dual playlist or whatever, with one, playlist on and one playlist off. That is not going to work on me. It ain't going to happen. Guys, I am out of time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like rating, but they are just scared to death of Battlefield 6. I think I've proved that in this video with the censorship. I mean, I've never seen anything like it, but I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Peace. Guys, don't forget to click on the link in the video description to get the special discount for CyberGhost VPN. This application will protect your data while you browse and give you full access to all blocked content on the internet for only $2.03 a month. Totally risk-free. Check it out. Link in the description.